That's good enough for me. All right. So actually, I want to start with talking about this emulator that I'm using. Uh, so I have been using DOSBox for probably the past 10 years of my life, and it's been great, and it's been good. I even used DOSBox to emulate Windows 3.1 so that I could play games in Windows 3.1, which was pretty good. But basically, DOSBox is great, and I loved it. Uh, but here's this new thing. Scum VM, named after the Scum engine that LucasArts had, though uh, this isn't only for LucasArts games. But it actually will take it seems like any old school adventure game, and it'll work. The magical part about this is that DOSBox, as you might imagine, only runs DOS games, while ScumVM can somehow, through some witchcraft, uh, render Windows games. So that's really cool. So I'm actually going to be playing the Windows version of this game. This was a very hard choice for me because the DOS version has the character portraits that are familiar and feel correct. They have fewer pixels, but they're prettier and they feel a lot more hand-drawn. This has the enhanced, quote-unquote enhanced, versions of the character portraits, which I hate. So, but the thing is, I've actually never played the game with them before, so we'll see how that works. And there are a few scenes in particular where I'm interested to see what they do. So yeah, the Windows version. We're into uncharted territory here. So I'm gonna hit start. See, it says 92 to 93. It's how you know it's enhanced. That's probably pretty loud. But then this is really quiet, so who knows? Okay. So, also because it is the Windows one, I should be able to do the opening, and I think now would be a good time to tell me if the audio is bad. This is too loud.
Long ago, in the castle of a kingdom called Daventry.
Alright, let's try this.
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cosima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
There are actually several different versions of this cutscene. Because like the original DOS has a text-only version. It has an abridged version of this. This is the Windows CD version, so it has a longer thing. Except there's a scene in the DOS one that wasn't in the Windows one. So yeah, Axel, I hope you like hearing Alexander repeated a ton.
So alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here.
Hope you like this motif.
Alexander.
Cosima! Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
Alexander, what on earth? You're white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cosima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror?
In the
magic
mirror?
Yes. And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars. I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother. I promise.
Before you give this crap for the 3D graphics, remember this is 1992. 5 years before Final Fantasy VII. And we all know how that looked. And again, let me know how audio balance is. Enjoy bird noise. My favorite part about this is how it's like this tiny rectangle in the middle of a tiny rectangle.
Prince Alexander sailed the known seas
Whoa.
and beyond.
I don't remember that having narration before. I wonder which intern made those noises. So yeah, unlike King's Quest V, this has actual professional real-ass voice actors. The narrator's really great. Alexander is Robbie Benson of Beauty and the Beast.
Land ho! Land ho! Land ho!
Which is really to say, like, the opposite of that. Is that, like, when the Beast gets turned back into a prince, he turns into Prince Alexander. So that always messed with me as a kid.
As the ship nears the shore, day turns to night and the sea turns violent.
So yeah, those were actually the pirates from King's Quest III. They made up after the course of events, and now they're friends. So they're helping him out. That's not true. I made that up. I will be playing the new King's Quest when it comes out. I'm probably gonna stream it if I'm... Well, it's coming out in like a week. So I think I'm probably gonna stream it after I finish up King's Quest VII. King's Quest VII is actually probably my favorite in the series. I don't know what it is. Probably because I was a little girl and it was a Disney movie. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna play King's Quest VII. And then I'm going to ignore King's Quest's Mask of Eternity. Because I'm not playing it. Tis beyond my reach. This is some nice music. I'm glad I went with the Windows version. Team quality assurance.
Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he is too dazed to remember how he got here. Then he does remember. The
That was quick.
shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survived the currents, and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry.
They're probably fine. They're probably fine. So, because this is the enhanced edition, this icon is in color. That's basically, I think, I mean, this whole, like, the eye, look how many shades are in that. Yeah, they redid the character portraits, they redid the menu bar. Whoa, ScumVM decided to insert itself into here. That makes me a little uncomfortable. Well, anyway. Let's get ourselves killed.
The ocean is not as calm as it appears. Underwater currents tug at Alexander's legs.
That's probably fine.
The underwater tow is amazingly strong here. It pulls ferociously at Alexander's legs. Before Alexander can retreat, the current grabs his legs.
He
The
can't help
shifting
think
sand
about his
vanishes
legs.
from beneath his feet. Against his best efforts, he is dragged out to sea.
By the legs.
The currents around the island pull Alexander under.
I might be
As
fishing for
Alexander
smooches.
struggles to the surface for the third and last time, he finds himself wishing he'd paid more attention to the warning signs of an undertow.
Yeah, death.
Tickets. Oh,
It's okay.
next.
Nothing like getting swept off your feet.
Excellent. This game is pretty great and has a lot of skeletons. So, yeah. He was pulled under by his legs. I'm okay. ScumVM, you're I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But anyway.
Alexander is carrying nothing.
Whoa. What was that?
Alexander is carrying nothing.
What on earth? I've never heard that before. I guess that's the advantage of having this enhanced Windows edition, is that it has content even I haven't heard of. Well, anyway, we're at the beach. There's something sparkly. If there's anything we learned from King's Quest V.
Alexander's royal insignia ring lies abandoned on the sand. It must have slipped from his finger during the shipwreck. Fortunately, it was not lost in the sea.
Alexander is carrying loving. Okay, I don't know which. I think in King's Quest V, the icons had a dot on them that told you where you're supposed to interact. I'm gonna assume it's the point. Oh goodness, I need to turn the speed up as well.
Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach.
Let's take a look at it. I think that's high res too.
Alexander's ring is made of the purest gold and has the insignia of the royal family of Daventry on its face.
Which is apparently a D. That's the insignia. D.
Alexander is already wearing his ring.
All right. And also, you know, by adventure gamer rules, the only thing interesting would be this because it's moving. But actually, it's the plank.
Alexander pushes the plank to one side.
It's rude as heck
A box has been partially buried under sand.
when it actually blends in with the background. Ah, box looked a lot smaller. But there's a sparkly thing.
Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
Bloop. That was a cute noise. Oh man, my inventory is so cute. So I remember the inventory each having like squares. It's kind of the size of the icon, so everything was evenly spaced. But now it's all like Diablo style crammed in here.
Alexander rubs his fingers over the indentation of King Graham's face on the copper coin and thinks fondly of home.
Oh, Graham's got his face on currency. That was kind of quick, I think. Don't you usually like wait till someone's dead to put them on currency? Guess not if you're king. Alright, so we can either go to the town or to the castle. Wait. There's a scene I really want to see, and I think it actually depends. Which way I go? I'm already stuck. I'm gonna try going to the town. And let's talk to Tony J.
Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
Alt F5? That sounds fake, but I'll try it. I've frozen the game. So far, so good. My mouse actually stopped working. Yeah. Alt F5 didn't do anything. It seemed to disable my mouse. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Let's try this again. Nope. No luck. Alright, well we don't have any lamps of any variety. Can we buy a lamp?
Would you accept this in exchange for one of your lamps, peddler?
I am only interested in old lamps, son. Sorry.
Alright. Well, let's go into the pawn shopper.
Good day.
Whoa. These character portraits are really messing with me. But hello.
Good day, merchant. Can you tell me what land this is?
By the moon's light, what a question. You must have been out too long in the sun, or perhaps knocked your head upon a rock.
No.
Well, yes, actually.
Perhaps. I was in a shipwreck, you see. My crew and I were trying to reach the land of the Green Isles. I think, well, at least I hope, my men got away safely in the lifeboats.
For no reason.
But I myself appear to be rather stuck here.
Wait, we had lifeboats?
I see. You must pardon my incredulity, but it has been so long since we have had a foreign visitor. You wrecked your ship, young traveler, due to the currents and reefs around the islands. If your crew was wise enough to steer clear of the isles and head home, they should be fine. In any case, you have met your objective, however bumpy the journey.
You mean this is the land of the Green Isles? Oh, thank the heavens. I had followed the stars, you see, and I thought I was close, but...
The stars? You must be quite a sailor.
Yeah, where did you pick that up
exactly?
exactly?
What is the purpose of your visit?
I come for... Well, I mean, I hope to see... I met some time ago.
Say no more. You are smitten with a maiden, are you not? What other than love could so confuse a man's tongue?
I'm afraid so. It is Princess Cassima.
By the desert sands, when you fall in love, you do not mess around, do you?
Is she here?
This is the Isle of the Crown, young man. The castle of the Crown stands on the hill. If it is Cassima you seek, that is where to look.
The Castle of the Crown. Thank you, merchant.
And good luck to you, lad. You shall need it.
Alright. This bear looks like it could punch someone out. As bears are wont to do.
Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display.
Now, I want to look at the walls for a
The
minute
back
here.
wall of the shop holds various odds and ends. For example, a hole detector for finding those hard-to-spot holes in small sailboats.
King's Quest V is so bullshit.
Cat cookie mix. Play tricks on your friends, the box says. A golden bridle finder for finding those nearly invisible golden bridles.
King's Quest IV is also bullshit.
Self-adhesive emeralds, what you use when you don't have honey. Tongue climbing gear, tested on over 100 whale tongues. A uvula tickler, guaranteed to make large mammals sneeze. A cheese hook for retrieving cheese out of small holes.
Because that's crucially important to do in an adventure.
A shovel that's guaranteed not to break for over 100 grave diggings.
Oh, I think actually in King's Quest IV, because I dug the precise amount of times, but if you dig more than that, your shovel will break and then you're ruined.
A bridge repair kit for when you've crossed a bridge one too many times.
King's Quest II is also bullshit.
Stair traction pads. Stop slipping off those narrow staircases.
Basically, all King's Quest games are bullshit. But I love them.
A hole detector.
All right.
Cat cook.
Okay. That's fun. And there's a skeleton.
A tall skeleton lends an air of mystery to the shop. The land of the Green Isles must have at least one inhabitant with interest in the mystical, for a crystal ball has been traded in, along with the more common household goods.
I mean, you amass all sorts of stuff just by owning a pawn shop. You just need other people to go on wacky adventures. Alright, well, let's check out the bookstore.
Hello. I will be right up.
Cannot handle these portraits.
Now, what can I do for you?
Let me talk to this guy.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Looks him straight in the eye and ignores him. Sparkles. Alright. Oh, a book.
The fireplace can provide Alexander with nothing but warmth.
No, the book. There.
Alexander rests his feet for a moment. Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages. Well, that was refreshing.
I guess. Alexander's already bored with this particular journey.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land.
I got a point.
What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I am on the Isle of the Crown,
We know that now.
but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown, because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village, and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands.
At least.
The Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
There's no idea what to say to
Claim,
that.
yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally.
Just walk right up and talk to
Unfortunately,
royalty.
The ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Yeah, I'm avoiding the castle because I think that if I've never been there, there's a different cutscene later. Let's look at what's on the table here.
An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells.
Magic. Can I have it?
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. poofed himself into an aardvark in the end. Or so I heard.
Ah, Derek
I
Karlovagan.
never found the spells all that useful myself. But then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spell book for it.
Will you take one copper coin?
Would you have anything in the price range of this coin? It bears a foreign stamp, but it's solid copper.
I'm afraid not. My books are all hand-scribed and illuminated. I do not have any good books for the price of a single copper.
All
Do you have
right.
any crap books?
Thank you.
Well, anyway, let's take a look at these books.
Alexander is not interested in those self-help books.
Isn't he, though? He's kind of a dweeb.
These shelves hold a collection of oddly titled guidebooks. Alexander notices such books as How to Become King with Little or No Rupees Down, Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry, and Why Good Princesses Like Bad Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Volumes of poetry are on display on this bookshelf.
Yeah, poetry.
Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads,
Alexander's such a
Thy
doofus.
hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast. Not bad. And another. Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there. Yikes. And another. What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that my soul eternal makes for you.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf.
In case you weren't sold on the whole professional voice actor thing, that, this is good. This is good.
Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Yeah. Suck it. Alright, and here's another object.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Alright. Let's check out the book.
Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine
Albite?
mackles, stretched
That's not how you
over
say
the
that
total
word.
of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly.
Yeah, I don't think albite is how you pronounce that word. Alright. How do I make this stop happening? Ooh, a lady. Hello.
The girl is too far away to hold a conversation with Alexander.
Alright. Well, we have no problem with trespassing.
I've
Oh,
told
no.
you a million times. Those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you. You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning. And get your veil back on. No one wants to look at your face.
Yes, stepmother.
Okay. Never mind. Oh, Alexander's pretty camouflaged here. Missed him for a second. Alright, oh no. Pixels. Okay.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
That's convenient. Sup?
Come on.
Oh no.
Good day. I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm swimming. I mean, come join me. The water's wonderful. I can show you the way to the next island. Come join me if you're brave enough.
Oh. Well, if that's the case, I'll jump right
Considering
in.
the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
Alright. Zoop! Nice
Powerful currents
diving.
grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
I like how he sticks around.
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
Oh man, that was totally Yosuke. Oh no. That kid was definitely Yosuke. Alright, alright. Let's ignore
Come on,
this
jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
this sparkly-eyed youth. And let's go into the ferry.
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
And never came back up. Perhaps he's drowning.
Yeah, what do you want?
Maybe we're fine with that. Oh no, some more pixel hunting.
Excuse
Okay.
me. My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you? I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside. What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
Sigh.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing.
I don't know,
'Tis
some
a real
subplot.
shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing, This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
It's alright. That's pretty good.
Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used to ferry Queen Ilaria and Princess Cassima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and to keep up the friendly relations between the islands. I remember their last trip.
He does have a
started
twitch.
getting nasty by then, and when they came back aboard, I gathered that the queen and the princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cassima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies, she asked the queen, but the queen had no answer.
And?
What do you do now that the ferry no longer operates?
Oh, I guess
Me?
that's the end of that
I'm
story.
out of a job. The job my ancestors have held for generations. I'm the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks. But that knowledge does me no good now.
Now I
Is
just
there no
gnaw
other
on the
boat on the
boards,
island?
really.
One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals, as you may have found out if you got here by ship. You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Okay.
Tell me more about Princess Cassima.
I'm just gonna grill this
such
guy.
A beautiful child, and so pure of heart. Why, a contrary thought has never crossed her mind. Her mother was the same. The king and queen, they served the islands, not the other way around. Always thinking about the people. They are sorely missed.
The ferryman seems to be the only one in the cabin to address.
Oh.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot. A bit crazy, mind you. Gotta have a good sense of humor to enjoy a tour there.
Okay.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but unfortunately, you can't get very far onto the island.
What else can you tell me?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures you'll ever see. If you ever get to see them, that is.
What else?
The Castle of the Crown sure is a beauty. She's the finest palace ever built, I'll warrant.
What else can you tell?
Some say that the land of the Green Isles is near the edge of the world, and that the deadly currents are a result of a magnetism that sucks life from this world to the next. Of course, that's just silly talk.
Nothing ever comes from that in games like this.
What else can you tell?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder...
Alright. I don't know what else to do. Can I have this?
There's nothing of interest on that.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time.
He did not
now,
hurt.
despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
Goodbye?
Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Into your
Posh,
dilapidated...
Not at all. It
home.
breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
What? If you know what I mean. I suddenly feel very uncomfortable about how that conversation went, and I'm leaving. Alright, so we need to ask the pawn shop owner about a map.
Good day.
Oh, here's this guy again. Hello.
Good day, sir.
The old man just glares at Alexander and does not reply.
Well, that's a step up from being ignored.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it.
No one really
It
likes
was quite
magic
a few
here.
years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly. Which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling.
Riding on a
said
boat was too
that
much.
one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
You know, I guess I want something of equal value. Oh, whatever. Yeah, the ferryman probably never gets propositioned by nubile swimming then. It's a shame. Man, these high res, it's too pretty. What about this coin?
I have this copper coin. Will it serve in exchange for the map?
An interesting enough piece, but it is not nearly valuable enough to trade for this map. In fact, I would say it is about the worth of our own copper. The only items in the store that I could let go for the price of a single copper are the 4 simple items I normally display on the front counter.
Well, if I can't have the map, then I suppose one of the counter items will do.
As you wish.
Alright.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter near the map to make his selection.
So, the map.
How about that map?
Oh no, a single coin would never do in exchange for the magic map. Please, choose from one of my other 4 counter items, sir.
The counter items. Alright, well let's take a bird.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember.
What?
Thank you.
That is the least sensical thing. But it's a fine mechanic. Alright, this is the only thing of value that we have.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days.
That's polite.
If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold.
But I will totally do that.
And a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind, and I'll remember about the map.
Sparkle Eye.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar.
Zoop.
The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
What's in those mints?
Master, I was observing in the village as you wished, and I saw danger. Danger? No, a stranger there. He says, he's Prince Blamentander of Slaventry.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, Master.
Now, who did this stranger say he was?
Prince Salamander of Pageantry.
I think...
Yeah.
You idiot. Are you trying to tell me that Prince Alexander of Daventry is here? Confound it! That's the young man Cassima met at Mordak's castle. The timing could not be worse. Tell me, what is he doing?
Do you remember King's Quest V?
He was in the pawn shop buying a magic smap.
Magic smap? What is this magic smap?
With the smap, he can travel to other islands. Master.
That's a map, you dolt! Oh, drat it all. I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up. Not now! Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Smack! Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this. It's only the cutscene where Alexander and Abdullah Hazard haven't met, where he goes snap, which is my favorite part. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, he's cleaning his glasses. That's cute. At least I think he is. Are you okay? Okay, there we go. All right. Now we have a magic snap.
Alexander remembers what the pawnshop owner said about only being able to use the map out in the open and within sight of the sea. He correctly surmises that the map will not work here.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take one of these mints. They look pretty great.
Alexander takes a mint.
And
Alexander eats the mint. Not bad. A little stale, perhaps. Alexander takes a mint.
And we can just do this forever. But yeah. All right. Hi, Beef Curtains. I've been playing through the entire King's Quest series recently, so I'm up to 6, obviously, and I will be playing 7. But yeah, I like them, as you can tell by my username. King's Quest, sort of my deal. All right, I'm really happy about SMAP. All right. Ooh, we've got different music. There's a bird.
Hello, Nightingale. What a lovely tune you sing.
The nightingale only looks at Alexander suspiciously and continues to sing.
So, in the guidebook to the Land of the Green Isles, which is the manual, but also a really interesting book that has got a lot of lore in it. It tells a story about how genies in the Land of the Green Isles apparently all sort of have like an allergy, basically, to, and I don't remember if the genie in the story had an allergy to mint, or I think it was something else. But yeah, just apparently genies have like an allergy type thing that basically makes it so they get drunk off a certain substance that humans would find innocuous. So we can infer that this genie gets drunk off of mints. It's all there in the manual. But all right, well, let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach. Okay. And now, for one of the most famous lines in the game.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Smap! Alright. That's quite a noise. So, we can either go to Wonder, Sacred Mountain, or Isle of the Beast. I think I'll go to Sacred Mountain
Alexander
first.
feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alright. Here's
Alexander
a conspicuous
picks the
flower.
and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment, he can smell nothing else. Alexander takes the feather.
And actually, I wonder if we can do the cliffs now.
There appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Okay. So ignorance kills, wisdom elevates. And I don't actually think they're... Hold on. Let me see if I can get the manual. Because the manual for this game is great. Because there's a whole section, as I mentioned, I think before, talking about copy protection. Oh no, there's a whole. Okay, let me start over. The whole book is lore, but also the Cliffs of Logic are the copy protection section. So there's a whole bit of the book that is basically talking about the Cliffs of Logic, and so it has the riddles and the like that you'll find in there. And yeah, actually I think the manual has, these are just scans of the guidebook to the Land of the Green Isles. There's a ton, and it tells you all about each of the islands, and the most important parts for now are the fact that it tells you what the Ancient One's alphabet is, and gives you basically some hints. So, for the first challenge, only those pure of heart will be able to rise the Cliffs of Logic. So, from that, you are supposed to infer that you're supposed to click R-I-S-E.
Huge blocks of stone erupt from the granite cliffs. Alexander stares with wonder. That's quite a way to welcome a guest, if indeed it is a welcome.
I don't know if we're supposed to be doing this now. Let's do it anyway. I'm gonna sort of move the manual off somewhere. Okay, there we go.
Granite cliff.
Can't they though? I'll scale whatever I want. Yes, the old King's Quest tradition of stairs. Hope this music is making you anxious.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
A master of languages will... question mark, question mark, question mark? Yes, if you misclick, you fall and you die. So, a master of languages will... I'm trying to find... The alphabet of the Ancient Ones consists of graphic symbols. Their language and ours has the same root. Their writings are directly translatable by simply replacing the appropriate letter of our alphabet for their corresponding symbol in theirs. It is probable that the Ancient Ones spoke our language and used these symbols in their writing as a code for secrecy or for ceremonial beauty. Or perhaps our own letters for the spoken language developed a shorthand notation for the complex symbols used by the Ancient Ones. In any case, there are 26 primary symbols in their alphabet. There are other minor symbols, but those were used only for accent and as representation of complex philosophical ideals, and are not included here. Each symbol also represents an emotion, color, creature, and natural or metaphysical element. But that does not tell me what the answer is. Yeah, it says the following translations from the Cliffs of Logic scroll may help the reader understand the mystique that surrounds this artifact. The first challenge, that only those of pure heart will be able to rise. The third challenge, the Stones of Stealth, are associated with this riddle. So it gives you just skips from 1 to 3. Now, I know the answer, but that's not as fun. So I'm trying to look if I can find it. But no, the lore for this whole thing is excellent. It's all really interesting. I wonder if I wonder if it has the story of the genie. So then I could read it. But yeah, canonically, this is written by Derek Karlovagen. The guidebook is written by Derek Karlovagen, who is the wizard who poofed himself into an aardvark. Those are the rules. I don't know exactly when that's canon. I think it's in the King's Quest Companion, which I own but have never read. I probably should. I know that Return to Zork has an encyclopedia that it'll occasionally quiz you on at like literal gunpoint. Well, I mean, in the game. The ancient ones were believers in the power of languages. They were fond of saying, "A master of languages will soar." This presumably refers to intellectual heights rather than physical ones, but who can say? There we go. Soar. That's what we were looking for. I had to read an entire, like, paragraph. So, let's do our substitution cipher. So, S is this little dog thing here. O is like a little face. This guy. This symbol represents joy, the dolphin, the color azure, and sapphires. A is this. This symbol represents harmony, the cat, the color sienna, and the earth. And R is this thing over here. This symbol represents grief, the jackal, the color silver, and the element silver.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
I love the King's Quest manuals so much. Yeah, I guess Alexander gets all the good copy protection. All right. I hella would have complained if they skipped the Cliffs of Logic. This shit is great. Like, I mean, yes, it's not like all in the game, but that almost makes it feel cooler, because you do get to, like, read up on this, and you feel like you're part of the lore. This is one of the best puzzles in the game. I love it. All right. So, let's look at this.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
All right, the third challenge, the Stones of Stealth, are associated with this riddle. Wait, the third... whatever. 4 men standing in a row. third from the left, and down you go. The rest in order move you on. The youngest, the oldest, and the second son. So, what that's saying is that if you hit this one, the third from the left, you will fall. Doesn't recommend it. So the rest in order move you on. So the youngest, the oldest, and the second son.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
So let's keep going. You know that the oldest is on the left and the youngest is on the right because it says third from the left and down you go. So if third from the left is bad, then the only way to get youngest, oldest, and second is to start with oldest on the left. Oh no! I stood around too long and now I'm wobbling. So no, it's kind of a fine puzzle. I want to judge adventure game puzzles by if it would theoretically be possible to complete them on the first try. If you like have to die to something to know it to go on, then it's a bad puzzle. So like the boat in King's Quest V, there's no way you can know it has a hole in it until you sink, and that's at least a rule of thumb for whether a puzzle is bad.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
Sacred 4. So again, back to talking about the alphabet. It should tell us. All right. The Ancient Ones gave meaning to every creature, every color, every element and mineral. In addition, they studied the emotional states of being. Every emotion, like every creature, color, and element, ranked high or low on their theological scale, the lowest being base or primitive, the highest being pure. At the top of the scale were the Sacred 4, the emotion tranquility, the color azure, the creature caterpillar, and the element air. So alright, like the Ancient Ones can fly. So I get the tranquility, sure, that's pretty good. Azure is the sky. Air is also the sky. But caterpillar. I guess maybe the idea of the caterpillar is that it started off being terrestrial but then learned to fly. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm pretty sure the emotion silver, the animal silver, the color silver, and the element silver. Alright, so I am pretty sure that you're allowed to do these in any order. Though maybe I should save? I can't. Alright. Oh, I can look. What happens if I look?
Reading about the Ancient Ones in the guidebook to the Land of the Green Isles may help a puzzled journeyer.
Alright. Well, I know the caterpillar. This is the caterpillar. This is the color azure. I don't know if you could hear Kaz, but this one represents hate, the crab, the color black, and ebony, which is not any of the things that we're doing. So we need we've got caterpillar and azure, so we need tranquility and air. Okay, this one represents air. So now we just need tranquility. Okay. So A is harmony, B is sorrow, C is hope, D is tranquility, which is this tower over here.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
This crab is full of spite. Honestly, these are some of my favorite puzzles in the game. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the like reading things off screen. It'd be more fun if you could see it, but then I'd have to constantly switch between the game and Adobe Reader. All right, we're getting there. Maybe I should save. All right.
Alexander examines the strange etchings in the face of the cliff.
All right, this one's easy. The fifth challenge, only those of the highest order may ascend the cliffs of logic. So you could probably have figured this out even without the guidebook.
The stone beneath Alexander's feet trembles as more steps emerge from the granite cliffs.
Kaz has some tasty looking food over there. All right. And that should be it. Those are all the logic tests. We made it!
Alexander finds himself, finally, at the top of the cliffs. Exhausted, he steps over the lip of the plateau and stands.
Why do you make such an effort to climb the cliffs, young man? The winged ones who live on this island have the power of flight. You could have it too, if you'd only eat a berry from this magical flying nightshade bush.
Magical flying nightshade bush. Seems legit.
See? The sweet berries will make you float like a petal on the wind. Try some.
Nightshade is known for being sweet. Yeah, alright. I'm game.
All right. I'll try some of your berries.
Whoa, lewd.
Oh, goody. Eat quickly, dear boy, and I'll show you the way to the lord and lady of this isle.
What?
Slightly bitter, pretty one.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
And then there's some land I have for sale in the Death Bogs of Tamir.
Yes, death bogs. Tell me more about death bogs. Alright, I touched poison. So let's not do that. No.
Come, stranger, trust me. Think of what I'm offering you.
Alexander, I want to leave.
Young man, you offend me. I try to help you and you insist on being rude.
Alexander does not want to leave. Oh no.
How odd. The old woman just disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Perhaps those berries are even more powerful than she led Alexander to believe.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. What's up here?
Look, an intruder.
Whoa.
Hold! How did you get up here, human?
They have the same portrait.
I climbed the cliffs.
That is not possible. No one has solved the cliffs of logic in several centuries. And if the cliffs were to be solved, it would certainly not be by a human.
So they were solved
I didn't
before,
mean
though.
to trespass. I only wanted to visit this beautiful island.
No visitors have been welcome on the Isle of the Sacred Mountain in years. Not since the Red and White Queens had spies in the guise of friendly visitors steal our island's sacred golden fleece. But we
That was
will
quite
not
a sentence.
display such foolish trust again. You will have to answer to Lord Azure and Lady Ariel. They will determine what will be done with you. I can assure you, it will not be pleasant.
We don't trust strangers. That's why I'm bringing you to see our lord and lady.